All right, let's continue talking about the games coming up this weekend. Let's start with Manchester United. I thought lacklustre performance against Arsenal. Nottingham Forest, lacklustre performance against City. Something's got to give in this one. Big game, this one for Amorim. I almost feel like what we've seen so far in obviously his short managerial career is that he's trying out different things, trying out different players. Players are going to the bench, players are coming in. He's having a look at everyone. And I don't know who he's had a look at yet that he thinks, yeah. The only person I'm guaranteeing that he's thought, yes, is Ahmed. I think Ahmed's looked fantastic.
Diallo's looked superb.
Diallo's looked great.
I think Marcus Rashford has done quite well under Amorim. I know you're generally quite hostile to Rashford, and I am as well. I don't rate him as highly as a lot of Manchester United fans. But I think if you're looking for the jewel in the crown of Manchester United at the moment, I still think it's Rashford, and the form that he's demonstrated under Amorim is quite impressive. But they do need to win this game. I think they will, but they do need to win this game. They've got Lisandro Martinez back. They've got Kobe Mainoo back. They were both suspended when they got beaten by Arsenal. Yeah. And I think that, you can lose at Arsenal, particularly with those two players out, but you need to get back to winning ways now at home.
He's an interesting talking point, isn't he, Kobe Mainoo? Because he's had his little niggles at the start of the season. Bear in mind, I thought his form started to dip a bit towards the end of last season, but that could just be a case of having played too many games so young. Obviously, high hopes for him. He's still young. I just want to see him maybe just go to another level a little bit if he comes back. Like, almost sort of forge yourself as a starter for Amorim.
Yeah, I think he will. I think when you think about the system that Amorim likes to play, the two, it's a beneficial system for some players and a slightly troubling system for some other players.
So who do you think that three in the midfield is then?
I think it opens the door, whether it's him or not, I don't know, but it opens the door for players like Mason Mount to genuinely be considered again. Whereas I feel like he was almost out of the team. Yeah. He can be considered. You've got to think there's room in the team for Ugarte.
I don't think United fans are having him, by the way.
Who, Mount? Yeah. I mean, it's been a disaster from start to finish.
I just don't think they're having him at all.
It's been a disaster.
Yeah, I think they're looking at Bruno, Ugarte and Kobe.
I mean, that's a balanced three as well.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It works.
It allows Bruno to be the Bruno
Bruno's
of a couple
playing
of years
slightly
ago.
deeper at the moment, isn't he?
I've noticed that.
It's working. And it is working. He's definitely the most gifted player at that club, isn't he, Bruno Fernandes? Without
a doubt. I have a go at him because of the other stuff.
No, but you can have a go at him as well because you expect more.
Yeah. But he looks around and there's nothing around him. He's struggling as well. All right, go on, United, Nottingham Forest.
I think United win this. They have to win it, actually. It's just the fact that they have to win this game. You can have a little blip, but if the ambition is to finish in the top 4, top 5, which would be Champions League qualification, I think you need to be beating Nottingham Forest at home. And look, Lenny Yoro might start. He came on against Arsenal, didn't he? Yeah. This is it, I think. I think they need to win, and they will. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Manchester United, which would be quite a good result. Yeah, against a good Forest side this season. And no shame in losing to Arsenal. I mean, everyone's going to struggle going to the Emirates. All right, Aston Villa versus Southampton. I mean, Southampton rooted to the bottom of the table. Just one win all season. I know all these stats, by the way, because I covered them a few days ago. So I've got all these stats loaded. Just 5 points. Oh, no. One win all season. That was against Everton. I mean, Aston Villa have just been all over the place, but obviously got a big win midweek. Yeah. I mean, look, it's got to the stage, hasn't it, with Southampton, where you genuinely think, are they going to break Derby County's record for the lowest points accumulation in Premier League history? Yeah. Like, you can't see where a win's coming from. You can't see where a goal's coming from a lot of the time.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah,
by the way?
Yeah, we had it on. We had them all on.
Do you know they actually play good football? I know. Like, I'm gonna play,
but it depends on your definition of good football. I would always argue that good football is winning football.
He just plays good football, but doesn't have the players. You can get situations. You're like Vincent Kompany at Burnley, and we were like, how on earth has he got the job at Bayern Munich? Like, considering what he did. But now all of a sudden he's playing exactly the same football, but he's got better players to kind of, listen to his instructions and play out with his instructions. And I look at Russell Martin sometimes and I think, there's actually, a good manager there, but just doesn't have the quality of players to kind of do what he's asking them to do.
Yeah, but then don't do it. That's a ridiculous theory, fair. I'm doing the right thing, but with the wrong players. That would be like me saying I got on a train. It was the right train, but it was going the wrong way. It's like wrong, isn't it? It's wrong. It's like,
how dare you destroy me like that?
I'm playing the right system with the wrong players. Yeah, great. I got on the right train, but it was going the wrong way, so it's the wrong train, isn't it?
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't know another way. I think we said this about Ange Postecoglou, didn't we, a bit earlier? Like, some of these managers don't seem to have a plan B anymore.
But there's no doubt in my mind that Russell Martin, who is skilled and well versed in the beautiful game, will have other ideas, but he is totally committed to one. So of course, he can set up a team with 5 at the back and 2 holding midfielders if he wants to. they would end up with more points than they've got now. I guarantee you that.
You know, obviously, you scored first in that game, and then they scored quite a good goal. Kyle Walker-Peters went for a little mazy run. And then their goalkeeper, Lumley, is trying to play out from the back. He's the fourth choice goalkeeper. He's trying to... They bought Aaron Ramsdale because he can do that. It's almost like he's asked every one of them to do it. And Lumley's like, I can't do this, boss.
Yeah. Why are you making me do this?
Why are you making me kick the ball when I'm not that guy?
Yeah, I know. I don't see any issue with you know the old adage, like even when people at my level playing football, which was like no level. You know that old thing where people go, if in doubt, kick it out.
Do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Jamie Carragher made a career doing it. Like, why am I trying to be fancy? If in doubt, kick it out. Yeah. And all of a sudden, goalkeepers think they're outful players and doing it.
Do you think that Southampton have acquiesced to the fact that they're going to go down and they're therefore going to stick to the principles, stick to Russell Martin, go down with him, with this squad, and try and come up again and be more ready for the challenge of the Premier League next time round? Yeah,
because, you know, speaking to a lot of Southampton fans, they haven't got many Premier League players. There's a couple of young kids there, but the rest are Championship players. So you could say the club not even backed him to give him a chance. All right, go on and quickly, score prediction. Aston Villa versus Southampton. Let's run through these quick.
Aston Villa win, don't they? Aston Villa win 2-0.
All right, this is a good game. Brentford versus Newcastle.
Tricky,
isn't it, this one?
Because every time you feel like Newcastle have turned a corner, they get a massive result. Arsenal or whatever, they get a huge performance.
Mate, they were better than Liverpool.
Yeah, no,
better than Liverpool.
But every single time that you have seen Newcastle this season, they're such a weird team. They're such a difficult team to predict.
No, you summed it up really good. Do it again, please.
Well, when we said they've got three players: Bruno Guimaraes, Anthony Gordon, and Alexander Isak. 3 players that get into any team in the league, and 7 players who don't get into any other team.
So that's why they're so hit and miss. That's pretty much what it is. That's the problem they are.
Yeah, they've got three outstanding, borderline world-class players, and then like a load of players that could basically be in everybody else's B team.
That's the issue.
And a lot of those players, you know, the players that aren't good enough, they played a lot of games for them. Like Amorim must have played over 100 games for Newcastle. Longstaff, 100 games for Newcastle. And they're just not good enough, are they?
I think a lot of Newcastle fans, when the new ownership would have thought that those players would have been maybe sort of pushed away.
It feels a long time ago, doesn't it? But do you remember all that? They were talking about Kylian Mbappe signing for him, and they still got Dan Burn at the back.
You're so out of order.
Why?
I like Dan Burn.
I mean, I like Dan Burn. I think he's an excellent dancer, but but I don't know why. It's just funny that they were linked with Kylian Mbappe. You know, a couple of years ago. They're going to win the Champions League by 2025.
You said that.
Yeah,
you said that.
Some people said it.
No, you said that. I remember it clearly. You said they're going to win the league.
Lots of people said it.
It's inevitable they'll win the league in a couple of years' time.
I didn't put a time frame on it. It is inevitable.
I go on very quickly. Brentford, Newcastle.
Brentford win 1-0.
Okay, cool. All right, over on talkSPORT 2 currently, there is exclusive action from the Championship. It is Burnley 1, Middlesbrough 1, and we can now join former Liverpool woman striker Courtney Sweet-McGurk and your match commentator Mark Wilson.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.